Hi guys, this is Demon Rants, and today, don't worry, the next video will be the Star Wars The Last Jedi rant. It's just that the video is going to take me a lot of effort to do, and I have attempted to film the video and I've properly filmed it and stuff, but there was parts where I forgot plot points. I didn't develop my arguments enough, my opinions enough. So I've kept cancelling the video and stuff like that, and I've had really low energy days where I just didn't want to make videos. So that's why it hasn't come yet. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I do apologise, but it will be uploaded. I will properly make it eventually, but you might have to just wait a little while longer. But I have decided to do this video because it's very important to me, important to a lot of people. And, it is the date soon. Also, I usually have my videos, I film them much later where it's dark with the artificial lighting. But as you can see, it's summer, so, it's been nice and sunny, so it kind of gives it this kind of summery atmosphere, guys, this video, so I'm going to keep it this way. But, anyways, so, today, this day, July the 20th of July, Chester Bennington died a year ago. Yeah, on the 20th of July 2017 he died, and now it's 2018. So it's been a full year since his death. The frontman of Linkin Park, the great singer of a great band. So yeah, and I will have to say, a lot of tears were shed on that day. And I have cried a little bit more today, so yeah. But I have calmed down now, and I decided to make this video. This is a bit more, I guess you could say, more wholesome of a video than my usual mad style of rants. But yeah, also I didn't have a Linkin Park t-shirt or anything like that, so I just put this football jersey on because it's kind of like the new metal style, and Linkin Park were very important to the genre. But yeah, so Chester died today a year ago. I can't believe it's been a year, guys, which really didn't help, because 2017, I gotta be honest, it was one of the worst years of my life, to be honest. There was, doing my exams, there was a lot of stress. I was depressed, but I didn't realise it. But I don't want to make this all about me or anything, but I'm just saying. So, I was depressed myself, but I didn't realise it. Now that I kind of know a bit more, it's kind of more relieving to know I have these problems and I can conquer them. But another thing that happened was, Chester dying, of course, last year. That really didn't help. That really made everything worse for me. But yeah. And honestly, guys, when I was kind of stuttering there, sorry about that. But yeah, when I found out, I honestly just thought that it was one of those fake articles and stuff, when they say celebrities have died. Oh, Chester Bennington has died, age 41. I was like, come on, that's got to be some fake news. And when I looked it up, it was real. So, yeah, of course, last year I did a video about Chester. It was just a little slideshow with pictures on it, and it had the SpongeBob music. Not funny SpongeBob music. It was, the remembering SpongeBob music from the Lost episode. Obviously, it's very triumphant sounding music, and it's to remember, well, it was to remember, SpongeBob, how great his episodes were, but this was obviously for how great Chester was, But anyways, so I've also got some Linkin Park CDs as well. I'm going to show off. They won't be reviews, guys, because I don't have time for that. But yeah, so I'm just going to talk about Linkin Park in general, Chester, and some kind of mental health notes at the end there, just to help some people out. But yeah, let's talk about Linkin Park first. So they were formed in 1996, but the only member of the band, I think, was Mike. That was still there. Was Mike Shinoda, the rapper. Great rapper, by the way. But Chester didn't join until 1999, I don't think, which was obviously a year before the eponymous release of their debut album, Hybrid Theory, in 2000. This album was definitely, obviously, nu metal was really big at the time in the late 90s, but by 2000, Linkin Park released Hybrid Theory, which kind of gave nu metal a more cleaner look. There wasn't any dirty lyrics or lyrics on this album about doing it for the nookie, like Limp Bizkit was and stuff. The lyrics were extremely personal. Some people have said like the songs like Crawling haven't aged well and stuff, and they are a little bit what you'd consider edgy, but people do listen to these songs still to, like, you know, yeah, I guess get the memories back of their teenage years, really. And I do see that. So this album was really revolutionary. It is the best-selling nu metal album of all time, and it is in the top 50 best-selling albums, because it sold like 20 million copies. Bloody staggering, the amount of copies. But yeah, my favourite song on this album is A Place for My Head. You know, I wanna be in another place, I hate what you say. But yeah, the lyrics, very personal to Chester. Obviously, you got In the End, you know, in the end it doesn't even matter. It really didn't matter, because Chester obviously took his own life by hanging. He hung himself, and he was age 41, really young age. That's the picture of the band on the back. That's Chester himself when he was really young. Chester was actually, he had some drug problems when he was younger. He was going through abuse. So in a way, Linkin Park kind of saved his life. So that's him there. That haircut actually inspired me when I got my hair spiky. So sorry about that it doesn't look like that. It's actually from a cosplay, this. But yeah, so Hybrid Theory is classic. It came out in 2000. We have Reanimation, which is basically the remix album of Hybrid Theory. So Hybrid Theory did amazingly well, so they decided to do a remix album of the songs. Hold on a second, guys. Dramatic lighting change. Sorry about that. It's just that the sun, it's a little bit later, so the sun was going down. I don't mind the sun being on here because it gives this video a nice atmosphere. So I'll just open my curtains a little bit. I don't want to make this video sloppy or anything. It's just that I want it to be nice and raw, this video, so to get my feelings out. But yeah, Reanimation came out 2002, a couple years after, and it was the songs from Hybrid Theory remixed. And it is still pretty memorable. You know, there are some interesting tracks on here. And obviously we have their second studio album, Meteora, which came out in 2003. Probably best album of the year, I think. But anyway, best album every year. But yeah, so very similar to Hybrid Theory, still, but I think the nu metal sound was kind of toned down a little bit for more just like alternative. But there are still some heavy songs on this album. My favourite is Somewhere I Belong. The lyrics, you know, I wanna heal, I wanna feel like I'm close to something real. You know, and you know, definitely personal lyrics. And it was the song that I listened to when I found out about his death, so it's a close one. But yeah, this album, I feel like it's actually maturer than Hybrid Theory. The lyrics and stuff, I think they're a little less over the top, so it feels more natural. But yeah, oh yeah. Also, the production is fantastic on these albums, even though they're from the early 2000s. Somewhere I Belong, you know, you get Numb is obviously the song everybody knows. I've become so numb, you know. I'm having a look here. Faint and Breaking the Habit. Tons of songs. Unfortunately, those are the only Linkin Park albums I own, but you've got Minutes to Midnight, which was basically when they turned to more alternative rock, because nu metal was, you know, it was out of the mainstream by then. You know, A Thousand Suns, which was a really weird poppy sounding album, but I do like it a lot more now because of the whole atomic, you know, like atomic bomb, what would you call it, apocalypse kind of feel it has. You know, the world's been destroyed by a bomb and everything's in tatters, basically. You know, I like it. And there was, you know, was it Human Beings? I can't remember it, but yeah. That one was a really good one. The Hunting Party, even though it didn't sell very well, it's still, you know, it was kind of a return to their roots. Not nu metal, but it was, you know, a return to like their heavier sound. And obviously their last studio album, One More Light, which really disappointing album at the time, but I do like it a little bit more now because it has nice personal lyrics, but I really hate the poppy EDM sound it has. You know, it's not rock in the slightest. But yeah, sorry I forgot the name of the other one. I think it's Human Beings. It came out in like 2012, but yeah, so those are just a run-up of like Linkin Park's main albums. Their sound definitely, like, you know, it made nu metal a bit more mainstream, a bit more accessible to audiences, you know, less extreme and kind of gross lyrics. Yeah, there's more personal stuff with these records. And Chester's voice, obviously, he has that his voice is a little bit immature, but it is in a good way. Like, he has moments where he shrieks and screams, shut up when I'm talking to you! Obviously, one step closer. But he has those moments where he just sings beautifully. And that's what he'll be remembered for. So Chester may be gone, but his music will never be forgotten. Obviously, Mike was, not just the rapper in the band, but he was probably like Chester. I don't know his best friend, but one of his best friends, basically. Sorry, guys, I messed that up a bit. But yeah, Mike really was his friend. So obviously, Mike really was his best friend. But yeah, Mike put out a new album. I can't remember the name of it, to be honest, guys. Sorry about that. But you can look it up on Google and Spotify and YouTube. I think it's like more, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, he has done a solo album, his debut solo album, and there are lyrics inspired by Chester. So go check that one out. I forgot the name of it, so I apologise for that. But check it out. If you just type in Mike Shinoda solo album, it'll come up. But yeah, so that's a little bit about Linkin Park's history, what they did, great band. They really did influence me. They influenced like my musical taste. They were the first new metal band I ever listened to, so it kind of interested me. It really got me into the genre and other bands, and now I love them. So they were my gateway, and they were like my gateway to heavier music. So yeah, and I think they were for a lot of people. But yeah, that's Linkin Park in general. Chester, he really did seem like a great dude, but a good dude. But the thing is, I think he had a lot of demons. Obviously, no pun intended, demon rants here. But yeah, I mean, he did have some bad feelings inside that we really didn't know, and it was too late because he took his own life. But yeah, One More Light came out, and a lot of fans were angry about it. Well, they really hated the album, and he gave some really angry responses. And in a way, that was kind of the first sign he was like truly like really depressed. He was done with it. So he took his life. He had some wife and children, which, they'll have to go without a father now and stuff. But yeah, Chester took his own life, and we still miss you, mate, and we'll always remember you. You may be gone, but we'll still listen to the albums. I might review these one day, who knows. But yeah. But he died, like I said, he died at age 41, which is still just a super young age to pass away. And even though he had like his moments, obviously, near to the end of his life where he seemed really, enraged and like, done with life, he actually did seem like a pretty chill dude in interviews and stuff. He seemed like really, friendly, to be honest. It says a lot about, like famous artists and stuff. He was alright, really. But yeah, his death was just devastating, I definitely cried. I will listen to these albums again. And I know this video has gone on for a little bit, but, I just wanted to say everything I wanted to say, really, and just have, a clean overlook of how I feel. But yeah, another thing I'm going to mention is I'm not going to go properly into this because I'm not a therapist, so I can't give, like, the biggest advice. But if you're having suicidal thoughts, any of those mental health problems, there's a link in the description to the NHS, National Health Service over here in the UK. They give us free healthcare. It's good stuff. But their link in the description, all about who to contact if you're having these suicidal thoughts. There's all kinds of like the Samaritans and numbers and Childline if you're like under 18 and everything. Well, I know I say everything like that, but a lot, but I do mean it. So that's in the description. I thought I'd put that there just in case, because I've never been like that personally, but I have had moments in my life where I felt worthless. I felt really different to others, and I felt alien. But I had the right amount of loving people near me that really did make me want to stay around and stuff and see what the future was like. But some people are way more devastated than me. And, I really just want you to check out that link. So please do that if you're ever feeling that way. So that's pretty much it, guys. Chester, rest in peace, dude. I'll always be listening to your albums, even though, he passed away, and it is sad to know there will never be like a proper Linkin. There will never be more Linkin Park music again. But we've got the classics and stuff. And there was also a concert. One more thing before I go. There was a concert where Linkin Park, they still played without Chester, and Mike actually sung some of Chester's singing parts, which was really cool of you, man. So yeah, at least we've got Mike and the other band members. They're fine. So yeah, you know, like Mr. Hands and stuff. But yeah, Mr. Han, I mean. But yeah, the DJ guy. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Chester, we'll always miss you. We can't believe it's been a year since you've gone, man. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's been a bit of a darker video, this, but yeah, I really wanted to make it on this day. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Peace.